And now please turn to the final hymnal for the unity statement being. There is one presence and one power in this church, in our lives, and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent. And the 5 unity principles. Number 1, God is absolute good, everyone present. Number 2, God lives in us, therefore we are inherently good. Number 3, we are co-creators with God and create our spirits through our thoughts. Number 4, prayer is creative thinking that heightens our connection with God mind. Number 5, it is not enough to simply know these principles. We must live the truth we know. And if you would please stand to sing our first hymn, let every voice lift every voice and say we should have a paper.
Thank Get comfortable. This is our time of meditation. We're going apart a while. Gently closing the door. Moving our attention from the outer gently into the inner. And this inner space is the creator of it all. It only seems as though what we are experiencing is from the external. Here within you lies the creator of all that you experience. A vast universe, inner universe that is right there within you. A beautiful microcosmic reflection of the macrocosm that is right there within you. And just as in the macrocosm, in this microcosm that's within you, there are entire worlds and galaxies that represent unexplored aspects of yourself that are awaiting your discovery. Await the light of your awareness. To experience and then be sent forth into wonderful experiential journeys of self-discovery. You're a beautiful mystery. So much wonder, so much limitlessness, where there is no beginning nor end. Here is where all causality lies. Causality meaning the creator. What comes first? That then begins to express itself in the outer effectual. But here, right here within you, is the causal. This is where I invite you to direct all questions, all desire for understanding. Here is where the true answers lie. Right here within you. All there is to ever need to know is right there. All answers right there within you. So I invite you to be still and simply know. For you are now in a place of pure being and knowledge and wisdom, where you need not do anything, for you have a connection with everything. Beautiful being. That is who you are. If there are any thoughts that are attempting to distract you in these beautiful sacred moments of connection, connecting with your higher self, I invite you to bless them. Bless these thoughts. Well, they are part of you, and they are just simply vying for your attention. I invite you to bless them and say to them, peace be still. This is your time of connection, sacred connection to the oneness that is right there, the wholeness that is right there, the completion that is right there. For you are one, you are whole. Just as you are. Know that in this sacred space is where the superconscious is. Prolonged time in this space brings forth beautiful ideas, beautiful insights, beautiful realizations. There's a constant newness, constant renewing that takes place focusing on the superconscious or higher self and all the beautiful wisdom that it is constantly sharing. It is known by many names. Some call it still small voice. Spirit, whatever name you choose to give it, it is there, ready to take you on beautiful journeys of understanding, of self-realization, in your journey to know thyself, and experience new understandings of possibility. What is possible for you. Constantly challenging that idea of what is possible to bring forth new ideas of what is possible. As you begin to find out that what is possible is determined only by you. Only by you. By nothing outside of you. A sovereign, beautiful, divine mystery, wondrous to behold. As we are experiencing these beautiful moments of peace, serenity, as we are intentionally connecting with the higher aspects of ourselves, know that it is my intention to bring forth this Sunday a new message. A message that aims to challenge what we think is possible. We believe to be possible in order to create new realizations, greater realizations, catapult us and bring us forth quantum leaps as we realize that there are so many possibilities that we before had not previously imagined. That is the intent of this message. So I invite you to join me in that intent. For in truth, our minds are always joined. And in this beautiful sanctuary, we are creating a mastermind consciousness of intention. We intentionally desire to create new realizations of what is possible for us, to assist us in our journeys. And so I ask you, how would you feel upon experiencing the manifestation of these realizations? How would you feel upon experiencing yourself from a new vantage point, insights, new understandings that you had not previously imagined? Would you be excited? Would you feel gratitude and joy? Well, if so, I invite you to feel that excitement and that gratitude and that joy right now. Feel the feeling of excitement. Feel it within you, that feeling of excitement. Feel that feeling of gratitude. We are truly grateful. Feel that consciousness expanding feeling of gratitude. Feel joy. Chest expanding feeling of joy. Feel that joy right now for what you are truly doing is giving instructions to spirit, the universe, and letting spirit or the universe know exactly your intended destination. To experience heightened realizations of what is possible for you and all that entails. These are the keys to manifestation. Hold these feelings. Know your intention and know that it is done. It is done. For the response from spirit, the response from the universe is instantaneous. It is yes. It is always yes. A resounding yes. It is done, for this universe is biased towards your healing. It is biased towards your growth. It is biased towards you experiencing greater realizations of yourself. So it is yes, and it is done. So I invite you to feel gratitude for that which is already done. It is written, where two or more gather together, everything is possible. And so in this beautiful sanctuary, with these beautiful souls, divine beings that are here, we are truly grateful for what we are about to experience and receive. So we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for so much. For always taking things, experiences, challenges, truly grateful for your ever-increasing, unceasing flow of good. We begin to experience new opportunities and realizations that are taking place in every moment of now. We realize we live in an abundant universe, a bountiful universe, where abundance flows freely. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Would everybody please stand? I believe you all, everyone got a handout. It's every time I feel the Spirit. So we're going to sing that. It's all part of celebrating. How's everybody doing? Good. So today, as we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King, and we also have today a Whitestone ceremony. We're going to explore what is possible. What is possible. We're going to explore reality. Reality. And we're going to explore what we believe is impossible. And so the name of my talk is The Inevitability of Belief. The Inevitability of Belief. You see, because what is possible, what is reality, what is impossible, all these things are answered by the same thing. They're answered by you and what you believe to be true about yourself. Now that goes against status quo teachings. that goes against traditional understandings of the world. You see, we have this understanding that there's a reality that is unchangeable, that there's a reality that it just basically exists, and it defines, and it's something that's outside of us, and it defines. See, that's a traditional understanding of reality. That was not Yeshua ben Joseph's, Rabbi Yeshua ben Joseph's understanding of reality. That was not his understanding at all, which is the same reason why he would always amaze all the people and his disciples alike with all of the many things that he was able to do and perform. For those of you all who don't know who Yeshua is, he also known as Jesus. But his name when he was alive, when he walked this earth, as we are walking this earth now, it was Yeshua. So, what is possible? How do you define what is possible? So what I am saying is that what is possible is something that is not fixed. What is possible is determined by you and you alone. So with that understanding, I invite you to reflect on what you think is possible. Because see, that what you think is possible is truly what is possible for you. And so it is the intention of this talk to challenge your understanding of what you think is possible, to test it in order to create new understandings of what is truly possible. True understandings of your limitless nature. In the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verses 18 through 22, our older brother Rabbi Yeshua was hungry. So it was in the morning, and he wanted to go and get some breakfast. And so he saw a fig tree, and he went to go get some breakfast from this fig tree, and this fig tree didn't have any figs. And so, you know how you are when you're hungry. He was having a bad day. So he said to the fig tree, he said something to the fig tree that you will not give any more figs ever again. And so then the fig tree then began to wither. And it shriveled right before everyone's eyes. And so his disciples were amazed, as was the case whenever Yeshua did things. You see, because he didn't operate in status quo understanding. He didn't have a status quo understanding of what was possible. He understood who his source was, and his source was limitless. And the source lived in him. He said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. And see, he didn't have limitations. He didn't place limitations on that kingdom of heaven that's within him. The kingdom that he referred to often as the kingdom. He didn't place limitations on it. He said, it is the kingdom that is within me that does the work. It's the Father that's within me that does the works. He didn't take claim and didn't take credit for anything that he did. But he didn't place any limitations on that powerhouse that was within him. And so as such, he was able to do phenomenal things, or what people that were locked into the beliefs of status quo culture and society and things like that, it was phenomenal to them. And so they asked him, how did you do that? And he said, truly I tell you, if you say to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, and do not have any doubt in your heart, it will be done for you. All things through prayer in believing will be done. So why do I say all that? Because, we live in a society where we've truly limited ourselves. And so we're having a white stone ceremony today. And so see, and I want you to think of this metaphorically as like thinking in the area of like threes. And so you have a group of people that think threes, and the underachievers perhaps are thinking like twos. And people that, but three is like the standard thing. So if somebody's thinking four, okay, that's okay, that's a little higher, but that's okay. And maybe five is grandiose to people that think in threes. You see, it's just all about the threes. The threes that's realistic. That's what's possible. What's possible is the threes. That's what's possible. And then you get somebody that comes along and they're thinking in terms of sevens and eights. You see, and so next thing you know, and so they're accomplishing so many things that the people that are thinking in terms of threes are not able to accomplish. And then the people that are thinking in terms of threes are like, I don't understand how they're doing all of this. Because this person is not thinking in terms of threes. This person is thinking higher. This person is thinking greater thoughts, greater possibilities. They have a higher belief system. You see, I was raised by my mom to believe that she's not here today. But I was raised by her to believe that I could do anything. I've said that, I've shared that here many times. That, I was brainwashed into believing that I could do anything. So I never placed very many limitations on myself because of this upbringing that I had, that I could do anything. She taught me to believe I could do anything. And of course, a child will test that. I will test that theory. And I tested that theory. And so I didn't have the lower ideas of what was possible for me. I had these high ideas of what was possible for me. And because of that, I accomplished many things that people that were my age and even older than me didn't accomplish. And so I'm going to share some things, a few things about me. When I first started my business, I was initially working, before I started the business, I was initially working at a collection business, collection agency. And I was in sales and marketing. And this was like a second career, because I had already had a long career initially in sales, but it was a different market, and it was more retail, and it was a call center. And so, but I decided I was going to start my own business at some point, but this was like a place that I wanted to go to first. And so I was in this training class, and I wasn't doing very good in this training class. And so after about several weeks, the instructor, she came to me and told me that she was going to have to let me go. And so she was thinking from a different standpoint. And so I told her, "You're making a big mistake." And she didn't understand what I was talking about. And I repeated it to her again. I said, "You're making a huge mistake. I know what I'm doing. I know I got this." Well, she saw something, and so she went to the back, and then she talked to whoever was, she talked to the owners of the company, and they said, "Okay, well, let them stay on another week or so." And so the first day that I came back, I still hadn't closed any commercial clients. But then the next day I closed my first commercial client. And then the following day I closed 2 commercial clients. And then the next day I closed even more commercial clients. And by the end of 2 weeks, because this is like a 90-day training period, by the end of 2 weeks, I was the top person in the training class. And so I continued to astound them. They didn't understand how I was closing so many deals. They had their own ideas. These were lower order ideas. Bottom line is, I believed in myself. I believed in what I could do. I knew that I could do this. I didn't doubt myself. I wasn't going to subscribe to what she was telling me as far as me not getting it.
So then I graduated from the training class and became like their top salesperson. But I had goals to be on business for myself. I've always been an entrepreneur. And so I then began to use some of my personal time to attend networking meetings. Because I was attempting to find, because I knew about the sales, but I didn't know I wanted to create the same type of business model from this same type of business that I was at. It was a commercial collection agency. I said, you know something, I can do this for myself. So I began to try to figure out how to do that. And then some people in various networking meetings then referred me to two individuals. And at first I didn't even follow it, but then when some more people who were from another networking meeting referred me to the same two individuals that told me that Spirit was trying to tell me something. And so these two individuals were some of the top collectors in the business, really. I don't know if anybody knew about Telecheck, but they were part of the people that started it. So we joined forces with their collection ability and my sales ability. When we first started off, it was a little small shotgun office, no more than 3 offices that were lined up in a row. And so I began to close deal after deal and get more and more healthcare clients. And we began to grow and grow and grow until 4 years later, we had half the floor space because we had to continue to tell the property owners that we needed more room. And we had over 20 employees in a conference room. And so there were a few other people that were in sales, but at the same time, but they would always go for some of the small companies. And I said, listen, you're going to do just as much work in the small companies as you're going to do with the big companies. And so I used to go for the big companies. So we continued to grow and grow and grow. And so I didn't even have a degree. And I was earning a 6-figure salary as the vice president of sales. I did well in that business. Now, if I hadn't believed in myself, where do you think I would have been? If I hadn't believed in myself, what do you think I would have been able to accomplish? You see, I'm not telling you anything about as far as me. This is all history as far as me. This is nothing to uplift me. This is actually to uplift you. I'm telling you all this as far as what I went through in this 8-year span of time to tell you ideas of what you can do, of what you can accomplish. Right there where you are right now, as you begin to challenge some of the beliefs and ideas and things that you think are possible for you. Begin to challenge them. Is that really what's possible for you? Or is it something so much more? And so if you're thinking at a level of 6, and if you've been thinking at a 6 all your life, then I challenge you to begin to think at a 9 or 10. If you've been thinking at a 3, then I challenge you to begin to think at a 5 or 6. But begin to think higher, think larger, think bigger. Wherever you are, this is not a judgment as far as where you are. Wherever you are, begin to think bigger things about yourself, bigger thoughts about yourself. And gradually, as you begin to do this, you'll begin to see more things manifest, greater things manifest within your life. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your curriculum is, no matter what your profession is, it doesn't matter. This applies to every one of us. As you begin to raise your belief level as far as what you can do, as you begin to challenge what you think is possible, and then begin to grasp yourself doing even more and greater things, you will begin to manifest these things. This is your inheritance. I'm just simply telling you your inheritance. And so I didn't want to, we were going to do a white stone ceremony. And so instead of getting the intentions of 2s and 3s and things like that, I would like some of the intentions of my people to be like, 50 15, 18, 20, whatever, you know? I want some high intentions here. You know my intention when I did a white stone ceremony, when I was the last white stone ceremony that I did, the thought, the ideas that came to me, where I believed that I could do anything, I had 2 words that came to me. One was ascension, and the other was teacher. Those are the 2 words that came to me. And so this is what I do. But it's not about my ascension, it's about ascension of my people. And you are my people. And so it is for me to help you get to the next level. It's always about helping you get to the next level of your life, of your journey. That's what brings meaning into my life. As I'm able to support you, that's how I get meaning. Everybody with me? Okay. So I would like to invite, because we are now about to begin our white stone ceremony, but I wanted to say a couple of words because I don't, it's like you can think whatever you want to think, or have whatever kind of intention you want to have, but this is just an encouragement to have higher intentions, larger intentions, to see greater possibilities for yourself because now we're going to be setting our intentions for 2026. And so I would like to invite everyone orderly to come and select a white stone. Select your own stone. Please. Everyone select a white stone. Okay. Now, before we write on our stones, because I do have some Sharpies here, okay, but we don't have like 50 Sharpies in here, so we're gonna figure this out, okay. But right now, this part is a self-reflective part. So right now, I want you to take your stones in your hand. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to begin to think about what your intention for 2026 is for this year. What is your intention for 2026? So perhaps there were ideas that you would have bypassed because you didn't think it was possible. And so now I'm inviting you to revisit that. Whatever it is, no matter how crazy it sounds, whatever it is. It could be one word. It could be two words. But these words are going to be like, they're going to be symbolic of who you are, of your journey this year. That's what these words are going to be. They're going to be symbolic of your journey this year. These are going to be one or two powerful words. So I invite you to close your eyes, get centered, allow these words to come. When you have your word, and there's no rush, we have time. When you have your word, I would like you to raise your hand and I'll make sure that you get a pen. Finish with your Sharpie. When you do finish with your Sharpie, I need you to return it so that other people can use it. I believe there's somebody, there's a gentleman right there who has his hand raised. Right there. Right there. We got a couple more Sharpies, so does anybody else need one? We got a few more now. For those of you who don't have your word, that's okay, there's no rush. There is a word that is speaking to you. And this word symbolizes your journey this 2026 year. It is a sacred word. Pertains to you. Is there anyone else that needs a Sharpie now? Does everyone have their word? Everyone who has their word, please raise your hand. Everyone who needs more time, please raise your hand. Okay.
All right. Believe we're done. So I'll leave you with this. Just remember this. It is only through daring exploration where our unrealized potentials are experienced and expressed. You go and be that light that your Father, Mother, God intended for you to be. Thank you.
And now it's time for our tithes and offerings. And then our abundance, blessings, and times. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, it is so. Electronic giving is at the front desk in the lobby. You can see the QR code. Copies of today's service are available on CD at the front desk. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and like us on Facebook. Next Sunday, January 25th, Reverend Caroline Durham will be facilitating our Sunday message. Please see Thursday's newsletter for more details. On February 1st, after our Sunday service, we will be celebrating our last Sunday service together before Mardi Gras with king cake. So everyone is invited to attend, and there'll be more details in the newsletter. Also, this year, an exciting announcement, usually the church we don't meet for the 2 weeks leading up to Mardi Gras, since we're on the parade route. But this year, the church is going to be open for fellowship on the Sunday before Mardi Gras, which is February 8th. So everyone is welcome. We're going to have a sign-up sheet, and we'll have wristbands for people, so you can let us know how many people you might be praying. And we're going to have a tent on the neutral ground across the street from the church. So you can bring friends and food and drinks and chairs, and it's an opportunity to hang out together. And let's see. Over the next few months, Unity of New Orleans is looking for people to contribute to the creation of our mission and vision statements. If you're interested in being part of this group, please see Lindia Jones. Is she here? Lindia's over there. If you have any questions for her, and it'll also be in Thursday's newsletter. Every third Thursday of the month, Unity of New Orleans holds a monthly compassionate healing and grief support group upstairs in the main building in the lounge area. We offer a safe atmosphere for anyone grieving or going through something difficult or feeling loss. So the next meeting will be February. It will be in February. So Monday's newsletter will have more details on that. Do we have any new visitors today? Hi. Would you like to stand up and introduce yourself and let us know how you heard about Unity?
Madison Williams, and I live in Baton Rouge. I'm here with my sister, and it was lovely today. Thank you for your words, and I loved it. Older Hunter, this is actually my second visit, but it's been a while, and I'm just grateful to be able to share the space and to be in a collective community together.
We're so glad you came back, and we hope to see you again. If you'd like to sign up at the front desk, you can sign fill out a visitor card, and also, of course, meet Reverend Stephen. Prayer chaplains are available after the service. Our chaplains will participate with you in prayer in total confidentiality. They'll be here in front of the altar. Please honor the sacred space in the sanctuary and reserve any after-service conversations and fellowship for the lobby or the family room. My name is Kristen Turner. I serve here at the church as a platform speaker, also with the special events with the church, and I'm also the community wellness liaison. So if anyone else is interested in sacred service, you can see me after the service. We're always looking for people, and we definitely have things to do. Okay, so now it is time for our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. The Lord watches between me and thee, while we are absent one from the other, and helps us to know that we are all one in spirit, through our Lord Jesus Christ. Please form a circle.